sometimes I think you're probably the finest ship ever to have sailed the vortex. Oh, my word.
So now we know.
Now we know for sure.
But why are they here, Why are all the doctors here?
Hello, my dear.
Doctor?
What is it, Lissa?
Here. Look.
In the doll's house, what?
Look through the window.
Come on, Ace! Run! Back to the TARDIS!
What's happened? Where am I?
You're in the TARDIS. How do you do?
I beg your pardon?
Oh, no need to. I'm the Doctor, and this is...
I am Leela.
All of them? They were you?
Here we go, 3 minutes past 5.
1703.
The 23rd of November, 1963.
The 23rd of November, 1963.
59A Barnesfield Crescent, Totton, Hampshire.
Crescent, Totton, Hampshire, England. Earth.
Stop fiddling about and get on with it.
Charlie, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We'll come back for you. You hear me? Charlie!
Doctor, no!
Appears to be some kind of warning.
All this cloak and dagger business? You're clearly up to no good.
By all means, please do come out to play, Doctor. I'm waiting for you.
Hi everyone, TARDIS Guy 123 here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the 50th anniversary release from Big Finish, and that is The Light at the End. So it features the first 8 Doctors, and it was released in October 2013, so it's a year old now. And recently Big Finish had a sale on where the price was reduced to £10 for both CD and download. So I decided to take this opportunity while it was out there, and I got the CD version for £10, and I haven't regretted it. I still haven't got the CD actually, now that I think about it, but I've listened to it on the download version, because when you buy a CD from Big Finish you automatically get the download version as well. So I've listened to it twice now, and it is incredible. It really is. It features Geoffrey Beevers as Master. These aren't spoilers, by the way. I mean, he's on the front cover. But anyway, it's a great story, great 50th anniversary release. You know, if you were disappointed with Day of the Doctor, then this will make it much better, I promise you. Not perfect, it's got some flaws, and I'll go into them in just a bit, without too much detail, because I can't really say too much without spoiling it. But anyway, it is a very enjoyable story. So it starts off quite normal, not normal, but it starts off with something, and then you don't see that again until quite a bit later, and it does that a lot, this story. It has these little things, it drops them in there, and then it doesn't make them relevant until quite a while later, until when you reach the end, you you connect all the dots, and you feel, oh yeah, that's pretty smart. And it really is an intelligent script, I think, by Nicholas Briggs here. It actually feels clever, whereas with a lot of Stephen Moffat's scripts and new series, including The Day of the Doctor, they don't feel clever. They feel like they're trying to be clever. They feel like scripts going, oh, look at me, look how clever I am, when they're really not that much. But this script is actually quite clever, and it rewards, I think what it does do well is that it rewards the audience members who pick up those little bits, but doesn't make the audience members who didn't feel silly. So that's good about this. I really do like that. You know, it's got the first 8 Doctors. It's mainly the last 5 who get more of a featuring. Obviously, they're the ones on the covers because they're the ones that are currently alive. Because unfortunately, John Pertwee, William Hartnell, and Patrick Charlton have all passed away. So playing them are William Russell as the first Doctor, Fraser Hines as the second, and Tim Treelaw, I think, as the third. He doesn't do that good an impression, I'm afraid. Patrick Charlton is great as the second Doctor. William Russell, he could be worse. I'll say that. He's not that bad. I'll give him that. You can tell who he's meant to be at least. Whereas with Tim Treelaw as John Pertwee. It's a bit hard to tell at times. It's more helped by Joe Grant being there. So, yeah, overall I think those three do a good job for the most part. Then we have Doctors 4 through 8 are included a lot more, and there's an in-story reason for that. I won't spoil it. And it's amazing how good the interaction between Tom Baker and Paul McGann is. They really do make a good pairing, and I hope Big Finish pairs them up again, because they were very good, I feel. Maybe in a Two Masters story with Jeffrey Beavers and Alex McQueen as the Master. I think that would work quite well if you had two Doctors and two Masters, maybe. I think that would be an interesting listen. So then we have the 6th Doctor and the 7th. They pair up part way through the story. Not all the Doctors are introduced at once. They're not all thrown at you, which is quite interesting. I like the way they do that. It's very smart, and you go through these different phases with different Doctors, and they do get to interact a fair bit, especially towards the end. And you get these little bits of interaction in between. But nevertheless, it's still quite good. And then you got the 5th Doctor, who's more on his own towards the first half, but with the in the second half he's more with towards the end more rather. He's with the 6th and 7th. I won't go into too much detail as to why. You'll just have to listen and see. And I do really urge it. If you haven't got this, then you should go get it, because it is a great story. It's got a lot of mystery in it that slowly revealed towards the end. I like all that stuff about it. It's not too much in with the lore of Doctor Who. It's rather easy to get into without having all that background knowledge. Well, there are a couple of mentions to Classic Who, but there's nothing really big in there that you need to know. It's basically explained, I guess, and it's just an easy jumping on point for anyone. I guess you have to have that basic knowledge of Doctor Who and everything. You have to be invested in Doctor Who to actually care about what goes on here, but other than that, you don't really need any big Finish knowledge or much Classic Who knowledge to enjoy this one. So that's a positive. A negative I will have, however, is that it doesn't feel really the companions don't have enough of a role in this. I guess Nyssa and Charlie are the only ones who really have a good role in this. Other than that, the companions are fairly just there for the most part. I feel that they could have had a bit more to do, if I'm honest. But other than that, I guess the companions do work. The ones that they have do work. But I feel like if there had been more time, I'd have liked that to have been developed a fair bit. And I guess another negative would be that I would like more interaction between some of the Doctors. It's fairly okay, these Doctors go over here and do this stuff, these Doctors go over here and do this stuff and whatnot. You don't really have that much mixing and matching between them. You got your basic groups, and I guess that's to do with the time limit of this. It is 2 hours, but nevertheless, I feel like that's slightly disappointing. And one more negative, which isn't really to do with the story itself, it's more to do with the this release. I went for the standard edition. There is also a special edition, and which features 2 bonus making of 70-minute documentaries, and it also features a Companions Chronicle. But in the end, I didn't decide to go for that. I instead went for the standard edition. And one thing I do wish they did include on the standard edition is a behind the scenes, just a short 10-minute thing like they normally do. I'm not asking for that 70-minute thing. Of course, that's exclusive to that, and rightfully so to people who paid for the special edition. But I would have preferred at least something a little bit behind the scenes for this release, because at the moment it's literally just the story itself. There's nothing else on this. But I'm not too annoyed by that. It's just something that if I had to say could have been better, then it would be that. But as I said, it's minor things, and it's those minor things that do affect the overall mark of this. But let's end on a positive before I do give this a overall marking, rating, or whatever. And, you know, that positive note would be that I've said it time and time again, that Big Finish really do have these epic soundscapes. They really do, they are great. And this story definitely has that Doctor Who feel about it. It's very much got that. And it's also got this epic sense about it. It really does, in the music and the soundscape, it really does feel like a blockbuster movie. But it doesn't kind of like take away anything from it. In fact, it enhances it. It still feels like classic Who, but in a much bigger sense. It just feels so much richer. It feels very, very good, I feel. You know, the soundscaping is amazing, in this one especially. So, yeah, I think that's all for the story itself, to light at the end. Overall, I'd go 9 out of 10. It is a very good story. It's got some flaws, which I pointed out. But, you know, nevertheless, it is a very good story, very strong. It's just great to see the first 8 Doctors together. The interaction between the 4th and 8th is great. It's unexpected, I must say. You wouldn't really think those two would be too good together, but actually they are great, and it leaves me wanting more of a combination of those two. But anyway, that's all for this review. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone.